CBS News consultant Jere Van Dyk has covered Afghanistan for more than 30 years. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what are the possible ramifications of this?
Number one, every Afghan throughout the country, as well as across in Pakistan, knows today that an American soldier on his own apparently went on a rampage and killed innocent Afghan civilians. There is a radio in every single of the 30,000 villages. So what we have here is a lot of complete and utter dismay, fear of all the American soldiers. What are they really like? What is going on now? Every American soldier has to go into these villages. This is one of the most contentious things in Afghanistan. President Karzai has lobbied very strongly against the Americans, saying that we must stop these night raids. The Americans have said they go on because they kill civilians, or excuse me, that we were able to kill the Taliban. But now every American who's going there is going to be seen as an enemy equally. And what Mandy said in her report, I think, is so crucial. It's the concept of justice. In Christianity, the main tenet is forgiveness. It's love. In Islam, it is justice. The Afghans demand justice. That is why I believe President Karzai used the word assassination, because the Taliban called this a barbaric act. He has to get in front of the Taliban here. He has his own life to worry about. He also has to show that he is completely on the side of the idea that there will be justice done. What I have experienced over the years, I've seen in talking to people that there are many Taliban who are Taliban precisely because members of their families have been bombed or killed by other means and have therefore joined the Taliban. Every single male member of these very large extended families, and most villages are simply clans tied together like knots on a rug, they are going to, for their sake of honor, have to find a way to get this revenge.
And they're not at this moment thinking about either motivation on the one hand, or B, separating this lone act from other American.
Yeah, very good point. I think that most Afghans are very, very rational. We tend to think that they are primitive, that they don't, because they don't have running water, because they don't have electricity in their villages. When I was there in the 1980s as a newspaper reporter, I was struck by how closely they followed the news throughout the world. They laughed at Radio Moscow. They paid very close attention to the BBC. They know that this was not the American policy. They know that this was an individual act. However, those family members will demand revenge. They have to have it for the sake of their honor, for the sake of their families, for the sake of themselves. And again, we must never forget that Islam rules this country, and particularly in the countryside. The most important thing you will find in a household, the only book you will ever find in any Afghan household, is the Quran.
Jere, thank you.